ano mo nga sa Twitter, hanapin mo lang Iha ako. H-I-J. Tinawag kasi siya na Iha. Tapos, ang ano ni Miss Pangilinan, binibelittle siya dahil tinawag siyang Iha. Which is understandable kay Manong Bentul. Dahil 65 na siya.
Ano yung dyan?
Asan na yung sabi niya? Iha. Ayan, inviting the beast. Ayan. Ayan, reading this.
Saan?
Ayan, calling me Iha will not belittle my point. Yeah, that's not his point. For some reason, ganun yung pag-take niya ng like, si belittling her point? No, it's
Yeah, kinda.
Anong kinda?
Ano ba yung sinabi? Ulitin mo nga yung sinabi.
Okay, context. So, si Frankie Pangilinan, nag-tweet siya ng instead of teaching girls how to stop teaching girls how to dress, teach people not to rape. Bali nag-ano siya, nag-tweet siya galing sa Rappler June 12. June 13 nag-tweet si Miss Pangilinan. Tapos nag-react na nga si Ben Tulfo na Iha Kaki Pangilinan 83, a rapist or a juvenile sex offender's desire to commit a crime will always be there. All they need is an opportunity when to commit the crime. Sexy ladies, careful with the way you dress up. You are inviting the beast. Yun din kasi parang tapos sabi niya, breaking news, my clothing is not my consent. Sabi ni Kaki Pangilinan. Tapos nag-post si sa Bitag Live. Kinagat niya, the wannabe smart Alec. Batang-bata ka pa para malaman mo ang mundo. Yun yung Again, she's 19. Iha, iba mag-isip ang mga manyakis at mga rapists. Hindi natin sila matuturuan at mababago ang kanilang pagnanasa at pagiging kriminal. Ang tanging magagawa ay manamit ng tama. Ito medyo close-minded siya dun sa na yun. Pero may utility dun. Huwag nating pukawin ang pagnanasa nila. Ito ang iyong magagawa. Bago natin sila baguhin muna natin ang sarili at pag-iisip natin. Gets mo, Iha? Tatay mo ang author ng juvenile law. Yun yung sabi ni Ben Tulfo. O, yun.
Walang sagot.
Tapos, yun na yun. That's it. Nag-trend na siya. About something else. Ano ba yung mga niya? Ito pala sabi niya, rape culture is real and a product of this precise line of thinking where the behavior is normalized, particularly by men. The way anyone dresses should not be deemed as opportunity, quote-unquote, to sexually assault them, ever. Calling me Iha will not belittle my point. So that's it. And then nag-trend na siya. So, based from those exchanges, that's yung parang, as I've said, it's a battle of young, wild, and free, and aged, domesticated, and limited person, it's not like walang point si Ben Tulfo, lalo na dito sa Philippine context. Pero may mga parang nadulas siya dun sa ibang I guess matanda na kasi siya eh. Ganun talaga ang mga culture nung unang panahon ng mga tao. Like, nabuhay siya 50s? 1960s? Na where sexy is, yun yung reality niya eh. Parang may mga tao pa rin na katulad niya na pag nakita yung like, you know, some alluring sexy clothing, it invites the beast inside men. The irrational part ng being ng mga tao na hindi bound ng yung mga social norms or wala na, yun nga, yung parang out the window na ang norms, yung wala nang pakialaman, na overwhelmed na sila ng beast, ng pagka-animal na yun na, wala nang pakialaman. Rape na to, wala nang pigilan, wala nang rason, nagdilim na yung paningin. Parang ganun yung ano niya. There's some truth to that, especially dito, di ba?
Well, yun nga, paano nga pag na-rape? Pag na-rape ako, So, ngayon, ang culture natin is pag na-rape ka, ang itatanong sa'yo, ano ba kasi suot mo? You get my point. So, but yun yung tanong mo. Why not, you know? So, in the mindset nung rapist, like, sure, mali yung ginawa ko, sure, makukulong ako, but it's not like I was not provoked. Parang ganun yung, kumbaga, sinasabi mo out loud na, oo, mali yung pang-rape, but, parang may subliminal message doon na, pinrovoke kasi siya. Parang ganun.
Maybe hindi siguro provoke, but parang lumalabas na ganun lang. Pero, you know, alam naman natin na it's not like, parang, siguro since,
pag may na-rape,
baliw sila kasi eh. Hindi
pag
kasi
may
sila
na-rape,
sane people
kasi ganito nga. So, pag may na-rape, ang ending lang nun is, nang rape ka, mali yun. Wala na yung kasi ang sexy niya niyang manamit. Kasi, ganito. Wala nang kasi. Would know that. Walang dahil naglalakad siya sa madilim na daan. Walang dahil naglalakad siya sa neighborhood na ganito. Walang kasi yung suot niya, maiksi. Walang mga ganun dapat. Na-rape siya, mali yun. That's it. Wala nang justification whatsoever. So, yung sinasabi mo na yung generation na kinalakihan ni na Ben Tulfo, I guess yun nga kasi yung dun sila pinalaki, dun sila so yung ngayon na culture na binibuild natin sa generation natin, yung mga younger generations pa, na mas open, either we will start educating yung adults, yung mas naunang generation sa atin, and moving forward, i-educate natin yung current generations, and yun nga, yung mga susunod na generations, na mali yun.
Mm-hmm.
It's, wala nang, hindi na natin, wala nang tawag dito, in between, palaman pa na ano. But like, rape is wrong, that's it. Regardless of, it's like, pag may nakahubad sa harap mo, still not asking for it. Unless sabihin niya, sabihin niya explicitly na, yes, I want it too. It's not inviting. Walang. So, like, morbid as it is, ang gagawin natin yun at antayin natin yung mga close-minded generation to die out, and then yung mga generation natin ngayon and future, it should begin there na, teach the generation now and yung future pa na, what's wrong is wrong. Walang kasi ganito, kasi ganyan. Just know that.
Okay, that's the ideal situation, but mabalik tayo ngayon into our current situation. I think may utility, diba? May utility yung
sige, sabihin na natin tama nga yung tama nga na may tao talaga na may saltik.
Meron talagang may nga, yun kasi yung feeling ko na mayroong I guess why I started this is because I want to parang tingnan pa ng mas masinsin yung like naging interaction nila dahil ano siya parang you give the devil his due, di ba? You still give the devil his due. Na even though it might sound outdated and old, na ganun yung parang method ng pag-communicate niya ng thoughts niya, especially in the written format, na parang ang in my point of view, parang sinasabi lang din ni Ben Tulfo na huwag mo nang pataasin yung parang yes, you're not asking for it, pero in the context of today's society, dito lalo na sa Philippines, na hindi hindi ganun ka, like if you dress sexy, kahit naman pumunta ka na sa pinaka progressive like place here dito sa sentro, sa Metro Manila, let's say sa BGC, sa Makati, ganun, and you dress up really, yung talagang hot stuff, you'll turn heads pa rin. Okay.
Sure.
But for the uninitiated people, like, yun nga, yung sinasabi mo mga may saltik, okay, magsa-stand out ka kasi sa crowd. You can't deny that, right? Na magsa-stand out
sure.
ka, you're exceptional.
Sure.
Diba? You're gonna be exceptional. Ngayon, yung titingin sa'yo is hindi na normal. Is it, yun nga, yung like yung sinabi ko kanina sa iyo na ito sila, tong the rapist is walang pakayan sa amoral, walang sense ng like constraints, as in talagang parang serial killer. Kung sa serial killer meron siyang urge na patayin, pumatay, itong na to psychologically and is overcame siya ng urge na yun na na to attack and to dominate, which is actually hindi nga siya tungkol sa sex. Feeling ko yung rape. Ang rape is about violence. It's not really about the sex. Ang gusto mo is i-dominate siya. Like, dominate her in a way na, dominate that other person, not really just babae, but the other person such that full yung domination mo. Like, you feel like a god amongst gods na nasa sobrang siguro obsessed mo doon na destruction of it is the only way for you to get off. Ganun na siya. So the dressing part is like kapag naging kapansin-pansin ka, you become a target. Remember yung zebra story? Zebras, you don't see a zebra by itself alone. Bakit yung mga zebra kahit nasa open field sila, yung lions, which is predators, okay, nahihirapan silang i-hunt yung zebra dahil may stripe sila. You can't, for you to hunt and to pounce on a prey, kailangan mo mag-zoom in na ganun. Like, may target ka, target sighted, follow mo yan, you observe mo until such time na, you came to a critical point na, to attack and pounce and deliver the killing blow. Ngayon, I think that's a parallel to how rapists stalk their prey and wait for the, opportunity na, ito yung mga, talaga, like, the beastly prey na ganung klase, which is, I think, sa totoong buhay, hindi lang ito parang fictional shit. As in, talagang ganun systematically, methodically, pathologically, na insane sila na talagang iintayin ka nila. And na-trigger yun since exceptional ka. You're like a zebra, pero nag-stand out ka sa herd. Maybe yung stripes mo is, I don't know, orange, or instead na white, instead na yung stripes mo ay black, some other stripe. So, mas mamomonitor ka na nung parang ganon. That's how the hunt begins. So, feeling ko, may utility pa rin yung niya na para hindi ka makain, just keep it low-key and iayon mo yung pananamit mo sa parang context ng society.
Yun nga yung whole dun sa argument niya. Like his whole argument is, it's invalid. Kasi nga it doesn't matter kung anong suot mo nga. Kasi nga kung may saltik nga yung re-rape sa'yo, kahit nakabalot ka ng sako, like re-rapin ka pa rin niya. Like, so ang bottom line lang nito is, sure, I agree talaga na may nag-i-exist na mga predator na ganun. So, tama na we should educate our generation, educate the people, like, not to rape. But, yung kung mayroong ibang mangilan-ngilan na, a few, not a may saltik nga and mangre-rape sila, it's because of them, not because may ginawang something yung victim. Sila ang may kasalanan, sila yung may problema, hindi yung victim. So, regardless kung ano yung suot ng victim na yon, kung nasaan siya, kung anong oras man, kung umaga man or gabi, kung nasa open field siya or nasa eskinita or whatever, hindi siya yung may kasalanan. Ang may kasalanan is yung nang rape.
Okay. Understood.
So, yung pananamit, personally, it doesn't reduce your chance of getting raped. I think yun yung pinopoint, I don't know, mo or ni Ben Tulfo na somehow, marireduce mo yung chance mo na ma-rape ka if magdadamit ka ng, I don't know, acceptable, quote-unquote, acceptable or formal. Which yun nga, I think it's an invalid argument. Kasi nga, time and time again, is, may napuprove na, may mga rape cases, na, gano'n, na-rape na lola, may nare-rape na madre, may nare-rape na naka-hijab, so,
then we have another layer of problem. How do you educate crazy people? Nandun na tayo. Okay, sabihin na natin, sige, let's accept yung proposition. Tama, it doesn't matter kung paano ka manamit. Okay? Doesn't matter kung paano ka manamit. Like, kaya magdamit ka ng sexy, alluring, whatever, or mag-hijab ka, or ganyan, balutin mo yung sarili mo. Okay? Rapists will find a way to dominate you and destroy you. Okay? Pag napag-anuhan ka nila. Pag talagang naging target ka. Okay? So, ano yung... So, how do you...
Wait, something
kaya
na...
nga parang... So, how do you... Wait. So, you're suggesting na i-educate natin sila to sabihin natin na it's bad, which is I think the role ng religious institutions. I think mayroon namang institution in place na that kasi you can like parang government na sasabihin mo batas mo. No, it's like more of the moral side na ng pagiging human being mo. It's like, it's bad. Yeah, because it's in the Bible. Wag kang makiapid sa hindi mo asawa, wag kang mainggit, mga ganong stuff. Okay, in every religious, bawal yon, rape. Like, yeah, okay, nandun na yun. May mga institutions in place na to make sure that human beings have their conscience, okay, na yung conscience nila is malinis enough such that even na makakita ka ng sexy or whatever na wala kang urge na raping sila. Okay? So, that I think is true right now na may parang people are educated enough still to get society to move forward without the majority of majority of individuals na parang that's the default na mode of thinking dahil syempre may moral code sila like yeah, it's a matter of moral codes. Now, paano natin sila i-educate? Wala nga silang morals. Should we educate them na parang how do you even get out of this? Kasi nga babalik ulit tayo dun sa primal instinct na we're talking about instinctual drives here. We're not talking about intelligence. We're talking about like we're not talking about conscience dahil may nakikita tayo sa TV like mga sexy and stuff like that and ganun. Pero so far civilization is still doing good. May nakakapag kumbaga parang as much as you want to, then you can still hold back. You still have the sanity. Pero yung population na matsambahan ka like yung insane people, like you can't educate them. There's just evil people. Kasi parang lumalabas din naman in parang that's some parang in the extremities nung sa kabilang end ng argument na like men are this is normalized behavior for men. It's not like no, it's like I think majority of the population still believes sa mating rituals and pakipag-date, panliligaw, and mga ganong panunuyo na you don't resort to rape if you want someone. You do that if you're crazy. Di ba? Parang ganong stuff. So, I think, kasi I don't think may hope pa sa mga rapist na ganun. Because, remorse. Paano kung wala silang, there's just some of them just don't have remorse. It's like, I don't know, I raped her.
Baby,
Kill them.
No.
Shoot them in the head.
Ang tinatanong mo kasi is how. So,
how?
Paano mo i-educate?
How do you normalize?
Hindi naman siya, ayun nga kasi, like yung exactly that thinking is why patuloy pa rin yung ganitong na normal lang. O sige, wala namang chance na i-educate, edi wag na lang.
No.
Hindi, so ito nga. So, anong gagawin? Edi yung culture natin. Hindi naman siya yung simple na, wag mang rape ha, mali iyon. I mean, it's not as simple as that. So, syempre, yung bata pa lang, i-instill mo na yun sa kanya. I-instill mo na, like, it's the job ng mga parents na i-instill yung ganong...
Through religion.
No.
Through what?
The
Through
culture.
what moral
Kasi, ba't hindi ka mang re-rape? Kasi nire-respeto mo yung babae. 'Di ba? Respect. Ano yung mga countries kung saan hindi safe ang mga babae? India, Afghanistan, Syria, Somalia, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan. So ano yung common denominator nitong mga countries na to? So these are the countries na yung top countries where it's not safe for women. Kasi yung regard nila for women, yung mga rights ng women dun sa countries na yun, hindi pantay ang tingin nila sa babae at lalaki. So, sa kanila, yun nga, parang hindi na ganun, parang normal na sa kanila ang hindi ganun kahayong consequence if mang-abuse sila or mang-harass sila or mang-assault sila ng babae. So, para mabago natin or para maging, a way to educate lahat, like yung babaguhin natin yung culture for everyone na to accept and to
to be everyone to be gentlemen. That's it. That's the ideal.
Not necessarily gentleman na just respect the woman.
That's it. That's what being a gentleman is. Like,
baka yung ini-imagine mong gentleman, pagbubukas kita ng pinto, or
like, come on, that's
just respect yung simple lang na, just respect the pag sinabi nung babae na ayaw niya, leave her alone, that's it. Yun na yun, parang, yun nga, yung mga binanggit ko na countries na yun, na, hindi allowed yung, kunwari, may countries na hindi allowed yung babae na to go out without chaperone, to be seen without, not with another man, na hindi niya kasama yung asawa niya, or whatever, not allowed to drive, not allowed to vote. So, yun yung, pag, dun kasi sa mga countries na yun,
second-class citizens yung women nila.
So, yung opinion ng kababaihan dun, doesn't mean shit. So, it's like, pag sinabi nilang no, anong no? No, your no doesn't mean anything. I mean, dun sa mga binanggit ko na, I mean, yung nakikita kong denominator, na yun nga, that should change. So, pati din sa atin sa Pilipinas. Yeah. So, yung tanong mo na paano babaguhin. I mean, it's not an overnight, it's not an overnight thing.
It's like a whole generation of people, like what you said. It's a whole generation of people has to die first before magkaroon ng cultural shift into that. So, parang...
And we have to start somewhere.
Yeah, I know. I'm not denying your, I'm actually supporting your statement na yeah, wala naman, I can say for myself na, I can see, wala namang urge bang rape and shit like that.
I mean, wag yung mindset natin is wag tayong maging comfortable sa mindset na ganun kasi talaga, wala na tayong magagawa, we can't do anything about it, ganun talaga. Pag ganun na yung mindset mo, pag na-accept mo na normal lang na ganun, na it really happens, wala na. Wala nang initiative to, to make change. Kapag yun nga, iniisip mo na, ganun talaga yung culture natin, or ganun talaga yung ano. So, like, biggest impediment sa progress is, pag sinabi mong, we've always done it this way. Ganun talaga, we've always been like this. Kumbaga, wala na yung progress. Hindi ka na matututo. Kasi inaccept mo na yung ganung reality. But, as hard and as long would take decades or centuries to make a change. But, at least, kumbaga, progress na, ngayon I think, it's already a progress na it's being called out, na it's being recognized, na it's not normal to blame the victim. So, it's already a big leap. Marami pa rin nagdi-disagree, but still, the fact na maraming nakikipaglaban for it, it's already a big progress. So, I think na parang half and half pa rin yung opinions ng mga tao about it. It would take like years and years pa para baguhin. Pero, yun nga.
Pero sa Bontoc, nagawa nilang rapeless yung society nila.
Well, that's good.
Alam mo ba yan? Or, alam mo ba kung paano nila nagawang rapeless ang society sa Bontoc? Yung kakalala ko si Lester, tsaka yung katipan niya, si Carla. Muha sila ng docu, walang rape sa Bontoc. So, mapanood yun hindi ko pa, pero walang copy online. Kailangan mo, mapapanood mo lang siya sa theaters. Naging rapeless yung society nila kahit nakahubad na, not asking for it. And, ganun. Kasi, mythologically, people believe that the vagina has magical powers. Case in point, kapag may giyera, 2 tribo, okay, 2 tribo, salpukan, ubusan ng lahi, meron dong gagawin nila, babae, pupunta sa harap, sa front lines, papakita niya yung caps. Tapos magre-retreat yung kalaban. This is real stuff. Wala silang word for rape sa Bontoc. Wala silang gano'n. Yet, yung society nga nila is na-instill na through mythological stories and that kind of approach. Walang education and walang but fear and magic. Yes.
Sure. I mean,
pero sa society natin, we can't
announce dito na like vagina's magical powers.
Yeah, it's too late for that sa society, na modern society. But I'm just saying na nagawa nila sa society nila na, I'm oversimplifying it. Na oversimplification yung explanation. Kasi nakita ko lang yung clip nung documentary nila. Mini-interview sila na ganun. So, it's like, it's fascinating na, kasi siguro mula maliit pa lang sila, kids pa lang, meron na silang stories. Meron na silang elders doon na storyteller na unang panahon. I don't know, for some reason, I don't think sinabi nila yun directly sa mga kids, yung inception ng idea na yun na ganun, and na that's it, that is a sacred thing. You should fear it and respect it, the woman's private bits. That's how they did it in that tas 'di ba sila isolated civilizations, so for thousands of years simula nung nagkaroon ng civilization doon, meron na silang ganun, and no rape cases until recently or something. Sadly, meron ng rape cases sa Bontoc or something. So, I think in terms of educating ganon, there should be some storytellers, writers na mag-feed sa ng subliminal messages sa consciousness ng mga tao, reinforcing na, you know, hold your urges and keep the beast inside.
Starts at home din. Kasi kunwari, si Otoy, nakikita niya how you treat me. Like, how likely is he na maging violent to or manakit na ano. So parang, you know, emulate ka din ng ano mo, ng kid mo. Hindi lang siya like classroom teaching na like board, ganito guys. You know, it's a culture thing. It's a home thing. It's everything.
This might sound cheap shot, pero related to sa mga pinagbabasa ko na recently. Would you like to hear it?
Is it about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about boys versus men. Yung mga daddy issues at mommy issues ng mga bata na nadadala hanggang pagtanda. Na okay, may book kasi, ang pangalan niya, King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. Okay. Na basically, ang baseline ng masculine ng masculinity, ng masculine energies, may 4 siyang base forms across history, across time, na present sa stories, na archetypical patterns, male patterns of behavior na inherited, and these behaviors are emotional and mental, okay, from history. So, King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. Now, ito sila, yun sila yung mga mature masculine energies. Yun yung mature. So, mayroong mga immature. Siyempre, pag boy ka, parang kailangan mo para totoy ka, kailangan mo ng initiation para maging manong ka. Gets mo? Iba ang orientation ng utak mo kapag totoy ka kumpara kapag manong ka na. Okay. So, ang sinasabi dun, may idea dun na when boys pretend to be men, that's the pathological stuff. That's where trouble happens. Dahil walang nag-transition sa kanila sa pagiging totoy papunta sa being a full-fledged man. Like, let's say, kunyari, wala kang broken family. Abandonment ng father. Wala kang father figure. Like, naghiwalay, tapos wala kang father figure, or may father figure ka sa bahay, pero emotionally distant siya sa'yo. So, ikaw, kapag boy ka, meron ka ring patterns of behavior in its fullness. Like healthy patterns of behavior ng kid. You're the golden child. You're the golden child. Ngayon, kapag naging pathological yan, meron niyang tinatawag na yung Oedipal child, which is close-up parents. It's like the immature version of the lover, mature version na man. Tapos, the magician archetype is like yung kid version nun is the precocious kid. It's like si Manny sa Modern Family. Na super mature na kahit bata pa lang siya, mature siyang mag-isip, gano'n. The warrior types na mature is yung equivalent niya is the hero kid. Gustong bayan, the warrior type hero, ganun. And the king is I think it's the golden child or the prince. King is prince. Oh, yeah, prince. Ngayon, tong apat na children archetypes na to. Kapag hindi mo na nurture yun, kapag hindi ka maingat, okay, yung immature forms na to, may mga pathological forms to sila na bipolar. May bipolar active at passive poles. Like yung prince can be that high chair tyrant or the weakling prince. That's if hindi mo na nurture yung proper prince energies ng kid mo. The hero is, I forgot. The precocious kid is the dreamer, and hindi pala, the grandstander, and yung isa is grandstander, yung isa ay dummy. Nagpapanggap siyang bobo para makontrol ka niya. Like, bobohan siya, pero sa totoo alam niya, just para ganon. Tapos, yung Oedipal kid is the mama's boy, and the other one is the dreamer, which is the dreamer. Yun nga, parang walang like, lumilipad ang isip lagi. The other one, the hero, is the bully, tsaka yung isa is coward. Okay. So, lahat nitong energies na to, itong boys na to, kapag hindi mo siya yung
hindi mo na agapan.
Yung hindi mo na gawa, hindi mo na nurture ng tama, hindi mo na cultivate. Nadadala nila yung immature pathological immature patterns of behavior na to sila hanggang pagtanda. And kapag itong immature na to sila, itong immature energies ng kids mo na ito, pag nadala mo, stuck ka sa pagiging Peter Pan. Like, wala. As in, lost boy, lost kid. Ganon ang mentality mo. So, which is, itong immature na ito usually is based on fear at anxiety ang kanilang psychological state. So, nadadala nila yun pagtanda. So, let's say, yung immature na boy, yung mga totoy, takot yan. Di ba yung takot sa girls? No girls allowed. Mga ganong stuff sa mga pelikula. Di ba? Takot yan. Na chochope. Alam mo yung chope? Hindi. Yung matapang lang. Pero kapag nandyan na sa O, yun, natotorpe sila. Takot sila, alright? And takot din sila sa mama. Mga mama. Amang real men. Real mature, masculine, real men. Like, the real men. Mature men exhibiting mature masculine energies and patterns of behavior. Ito ka. Tabi tayo. So, itong immaturities na to, sabi dun sa book, dun nagsa-start ang patriarchy. Dahil sa fear mo, okay? Dahil kunyari ikaw, boy ka, tas tumanda ka na, you're a guy, from boyhood, walang nag-transition sa'yo properly into manhood. Wala kang ganun. Wala kang Gandalf. Wala kang mentor. So, hindi mo maiiwan yung mga boyhood. Yung mga boyhood energies mo. Totoy ka hanggang pagtanda mo. So, yung fear-based na ganun, kasi totoy ka nga, hindi takot ka sa mundo. So, the defense mechanism nun, kasi gusto mong patunayan na, no, I'm a real man. Although hindi, kasi you're just a boy, you're just pretending to be a man, a guy. You don't know how, you're just pretending, kasi wala kang nag-initiate sa'yo, is the urge to dominate other people. Just like rape. You want to dominate to assert your masculinity. I'm a boy, I'm a guy, I demand respect, I parang ganun klase. Tapos ito sila, so paano mo ita-transition yung boys to men? Makinig ka ng boys to men. Kaya yun, boys to men, di ba, may bandang pangalan, boys to men, Jesus. So, magkaiba sila. There's a difference in immature boys na naging mama, naging manong, to just totoys na totoy pa rin hanggang lumaki. Na ganun pa rin yung psychological nila. Hindi nila naiwan, na ganun, hindi nila na shed ang kanilang immature boyhood, and nadala na nila yun hanggang sa pagtanda nila. So, yun. That's where patriarchy, that's where, where the insecurities are. That's where it starts.
Mm-hmm.
Ngayon, paano mo ino-nurture yun? Through initiation rituals, like, yung mga ginagawang, kasi essentially papatay, yung parang you get the kid to die to be reborn again into a man, and then once you're a man, like, since my elder na yung chieftain or the elder shaman or someone wise na parang spirit, parang guide mo from boyhood to manhood, then magiging mature kang mag-isip. Ganon. Wala nang mga ganon ngayon. Dati sa primitive societies, may mga ganon. Yung mga chieftains na yun nga, kaya tinutuli yung mga bata. It's like, you're not a boy now. I mean, you're not a boy anymore. You're a man. Yung iba, ginugutom nila yung mga kids. Tapos, kapag mamamatay na, pag yung near-death experience na, away from the mother, parang, nagsasound yun na. Away from the mom, parang gagawa sila ng initiation ritual na ganun, na near death. Yung iba dinadrug nila sa yung ayahuasca, ganun. Nakikita nila yung mga spirit animals nila. Tapos, yung iba naman, edi, ano, iniiwan yung parang ganun sa 300, iniiwan sa cave, papatayin mo yung wolf, parang ganun, kailangan mong
paano mo
humanap
gagawin ngayon sa ano yan?
Kaya nga, so yun nga yung problem ngayon, kaya may crisis. So parang ang sinasabi,
yung mga kid ngayon, gugutumin mo hanggang sa bago mamatay.
Hindi, I mean, maybe that's what it needs, pero hindi ko personally alam, kasi hindi ako shaman. Hindi ko alam yung ways. Hindi ko alam yung how chieftains do it. Kasi nawala na yung mga ganong rituals na from boyhood papunta sa manhood, na kasi kasama dun yung kapag kunyari tinuli ka. Dati nung unang panahon, pag tinuli ka, or di ba yung napanood natin yung may fire ants, yung dinala sa kamay, di ba ga? Ganun, tapos hanggang mamatay na sila sa sakit. Pagkatapos ng ordeal mo na yun, bibigyan ka ng wisdom ng elders. Doon sasabihin sa'yo like ito, ganito, ganyan. Parang imumulat ka niya, tapos wala na yun. Wala na yung boy. You're now a man. Ganun na. So, walang ganun ngayon. So, kailangan ng mga tao na mag-i-initiate from boys to men para maiwasan ng patriarchy. Dahil kapag yung mga mature, kapag ang isang lalaki ay may mature, ito yung sabi sa book, pag ang isang lalaki ay may mature energies, wala siyang urge to dominate. But kasi kasi counterproductive yun sa survival ng civilization at at society as a whole. Kasi if you try to just dominate everything, you'll be on top, and then wala. That's what will happen. That's pathological. That's an authoritarian and nothing good happens in an authoritarian yung mga authoritarian na societies na ganun. Yun nga, yung women nila nasa subjugate, di ba ga? So immature yun. So parang ang pinoposit nila is kailangan ng mga males ngayon ng more masculinity, not less. It's like more mature masculinity para maiwasan ng patriarchy, para maiwasan yung patriarchy and the urge to dominate other people out of fear. And ang kailangan is yung mga initiators from boyhood papunta sa manhood na magbibigay sa kanila ng enough wisdom so that wala silang they're mature. They know how to act as real men, because real men don't rape. Right? Would you agree? So that's it. Feeling ko ganun yung ginawa nila sa Bontok. Kaya wala silang rape sa society nila. They have a culture na marunong mag-initiate ng boys into men such that wala sa culture nila na rapist. That's how you educate. That's how you eliminate rape from your society. Before you become a man, may someone wise na magsasabi sa'yo, kid, you're not a kid anymore. You're a man now.
Ay, ikaw ang shaman ni Otto.
I'm not a shaman.
I mean, yung sinasabi mo naman kasi, syempre, old days yun. Pero syempre, during that time, hindi pa old yun. Parang syempre recent yun sa kanila. So hindi
Yeah.
hindi siya olden syempre may modern
version.
approach.
Yun nga, well, I know this information, so at least ako personally, through research and just by reading and studying, kahit paano may insight ako na when this kid comes of age, kapag kailangan na siyang i-initiate into manhood, like para mature yung maging mature man siya. Kunyari, 18 na siya, ganun. Or something else. And we need to kill his boyhood. You know, we need to kill the boy so the man can emerge. Then, I can, kumbaga, like, me personally, but how about the other people? How about the kids na walang father figures? Nagiging victim daw sila ng pseudo-initiation. Like, sasali sa fraternity. Ganon.
Yeah.
Pseudo-initiations. Or gagamit sila ng mga products as status symbols. Like, for the real man, use this. You're a real man, right? Because only real men use this product. So, that's the kind of pseudo-initiation. Oh my God! If I use this, pinata na ako. That's fake. Fake initiation. Nandun pa rin yung like boyish, boy energies mo, hindi mo pa rin napapatay yun. And, ang sabi nila, kung wala rin mag-i-initiate sa'yo, ang mag-i-initiate sa'yo mismo is like a tragedy. Like death of a loved one, something like that, something dark, something dark and painful enough for you to die like the phoenix and re-emerge as a man. Make you think that, reevaluate your life completely and flip a new leaf. Ganon siya. So I think that's it. That's the cure to rape. Initiated men of power na mahilig magbiro. Anything else you wanna say before we close? Okay. Thanks, babe. Bye, everyone.